Okay, Ryan, you're on deck, my friend.
Hey, how's it going?
Good, my friend. What you got?
So out of California, just kind of follow up to the trespass stuff. Um, so typically we get like two general texts at the calls. Like one is subjects refusing to leave, and we just go there and handle it. And the other is that the person calling has not gone out and talked to them yet because they don't want to talk to the
Correct.
people and they want
Yep.
us to just move them along. So I guess I'm just kind of confused. Are both of those scenarios okay for us to issue like 602 notices
Okay. So
or
it's
are they
602 is the trespass notice, right?
sorry, yeah, the trespass.
No, no, yeah, it's common. It's we Nevada calls them one thing, but here's the deal. So let's talk about the first guy, right? If you're going to that call and your MDT is saying that the person is refusing to leave, right? Well, that is PC. You would agree with that. There's probable
Right.
cause that that person has violated the law, right? Because they don't they don't get second and third chances. They don't, they've already been told to leave and they're refusing. So now, look, when you get there, if something changes, and you're like, oh no, 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 that wasn't correct, whatever it was, then you can always, pull back, right? You can say, nah, we're not going to issue any citation here. So the crime has already occurred. So whether you have a 602 notice, whether you're going to do a citizen site, whatever you're going to do in California is what it is, right? The law is in your favor. The PC is already there. So far, so good. And also, I see this issue with, the people leaving before you arrive, because oftentimes the proprietor would say, hey, you need to leave. And they're going, I'm not leaving. I'm minding my own business. You can't tell me to leave. And then they call the cops, and then the proprietor comes back out of the business and says, hey, I called the cops on you. They're on their way, right? And then the person says, well, shit, I don't want any trouble with the fuzz. And so they start walking away. The question by cops is, can we detain that guy? And the answer is yes, because according to what it wasn't committed in your presence, but that's only for arresting people, right? But
Hmm.
you can still cite people for crimes that are not committed in your presence. That's obviously, it happens all the time. So far so good. Do you agree with that or no?
Yeah.
Now let's talk about the guy who just wants to be trespassed. The business wants you to do the trespassing because you're the muscle, and they don't have the confidence or whatever to address these people. You can absolutely give them any notice you want, but it has to be consensual, right? Because in California, no crime has occurred yet, and you have no reasonable suspicion for a crime. And so unless they're in a place where they're not allowed to be, right? I mean, California has a very complex trespass statute, but if they're in, a part of the business they're not allowed to be, if they there's evidence that they entered with the intent to commit a crime, you know what I'm saying? But the point is, if they're just hanging out in front of the liquor store and the owner wants them trespassed, you can absolutely go up to them and say, hey, look, partner, the business doesn't want you here. Um, and basically kind of have this mentality of hopefully you'll stick around and get the 602 order, which is identifying them, right? And right, and letting them know what that they're not allowed to be back for whatever certain amount of time. Is that what this is all about? This
Yeah.
order?
Hmm.
But it has to be consensual. If you make them feel that they are not free to leave, then where is that authority? Where does the cop get the authority to make this person not feel to free leave when they are supposed to do exactly that? Right? The law says that if they've been told to leave, they're supposed to leave. So if you don't give if you make it feel like they're detained, then to me that's an unlawful seizure, and it can have consequences. Now, look, at the end of the day, I mean, let's be honest. Like, if you detain the guy and and you give him the 602 order, and then he just leaves, why would he want to sue you? You know what I'm saying? But there's going to be a cop out there in California that thinks that he or she has the authority to detain this person, to give him this order, and the guy's gonna want to leave and do exactly what the law is supposed to tell him to do, and they're gonna use force on this guy. The guy's gonna get hurt, and he's gonna sue, and the cop is gonna be in federal court. But the ultimate question is, what gave you the authority to put hands on my client? My client was told to leave, and that's what exactly we want to do. But you kept him anyway to give him some order, which is, I mean, it's it's nice to give him that order, right? But the law, you can't detain somebody for not committing a crime. Does that make that's how I look at it. And unless I'm wrong, please tell me I'm wrong. Maybe if I'm missing something, but does the law say that you have the authority to detain people that are complying with the order to leave? To your knowledge?
No,
Right.
that's a good point.
Yep.
So
I
yeah,
mean,
I mean, like you said, most of the time it's people just outside of businesses and they call us to just, hey, we want this guy trespassed.
Yep, exactly.
And a lot of times they haven't talked to him and they haven't even gone out there. They just don't want them lingering around. They want us to give them a trespass notice.
It happens every single day. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the way you do it is, sir, they want you to go, before, you get gone, can I see some ID? Right? Fine. Right? Right? Fine. The guy would probably feel free to leave, right? But if the cop is like, hey, they want you gone, let me see give me your ID. Hold up for a second. I got to give you this card, whatever, in Nevada, they call it a red card. You have a problem there. That's not lawful. Where is the authority to detain that guy? So if you make it feel like he's free to leave, you're fine. But if he wants to leave, you can't just hold him and be like, no, you are going to identify yourself, because PC 148 doesn't have an identification requirement either. And he has not
Right.
even committed that. Right? He's not suspected of criminal activity. He's being told to leave. So there you go.
All right.
So make it consensual. Ask him for his ID. If he wants to leave, let him go. That's what I would say.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome.